Liam Livingston. RCB, on the other hand, how big was Josh Hazelwood last year?
Very, very big. And he's a big man. And he'd be a huge miss until he returns. Good in the power play, good at the back end. Great control at this venue, which is what you need from your leading bowler. So he will surely be missed. They'll be hoping that Jacob Duffy can fill that breach.
Jacob Duffy will have to put behind the disappointment of the T20 World Cup. He waited almost 11 and over across 15 overs. Right, out come the two umpires, vastly experienced Ulhas Kande and J. Madan Gopal. Ulhas Kande won the Best Domestic Umpire of the Year. Madan Gopal has been around for a long time. The first test for RCB as scary opening combination of Travis comes out to bat. Can Jacob Duffy fill those shoes?
It's a very, very hard thing to do. You got a guy like Hazelwood who is so brilliant, he's so effective, he comes from a great height, as Ian Bishop has just said, he's a big guy. And when you have the numbers like Duffy had during the T20 World Cup, you know that coming back to these shores, you pop home for a while and then you come back, it's going to be difficult and it's going to be so, so hard, because have a look at who he's got to bowl to in his first outing here this evening. 189 wickets, an economy of 8.5, but Ash, you've just alluded to the T20 World Cup. Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, they don't block, and they like to go faster. Quicker it comes, the quicker it goes. For these two mighty fine players, what a partnership.
Last time they played, they got 141 balls with Travis Head. And as he said in the pre-match interview, since he got to know Abhishek Sharma, young Abhishek has taken giant strides in the world.
He said he's the best batter in the world, hasn't he? That's exactly what Travis Head said. Since he met him, since he got to bat with him, he's now become the best batter in the world. I'll tell you what, Travis Head is not too far behind him. In this form of the game, he really is spectacular.
And so it begins. You might say it begins once again, but it carries the same excitement with it. It begins here in RCB's home at the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Hello?
Right, let's play. Jacob Duffy
Yeah?
on his IPL debut. First ball coming up, two fielders up.
Hello?
One at backward point. A little bit of swing.
Duffy's known for a few things. When he's at his best, he had a very good 2025. As you mentioned, KP and Harsha, his 2026 World Cup hasn't gone well, but he was prolific in wicket-taking across formats in 2025. He can swing the new ball back into the left-hander. He can also bowl that cross seam or scramble seam across the left-hander from leg to leg.
First runs of this year's IPL. I just wonder if Travis said things I might have missed out on that swinging into his pants.
Absolutely, as a batter, you see it swing early. And if you're setting yourself like he does, he'll 100% think that he's missed out there. He'll pop down now to Abhishek and he'll just have a chat to him and talk to him about the shape and say that it is swinging a little bit. So no doubt Abhishek will, well, not no doubt, he will. No doubt he'll try and make sure that anything that swings back onto his stumps, he looks after.
What's interesting, the man on the boundary and square is in a straight line to the square leg umpire, not behind. But I'm interested in the person at backward point. Teams used to have man in front of cover almost for Abhishek. Oh, good ball. Good ball. The keeper thought there was something no one else did. He still thinks he's heard something.
It's very loud out there. I just struggle to hear Rajat Patida and his answers at the toss, and he is saying it's very loud for him. Jitesh wants it, and they go for it.
How do you hear that?
We have a player's review for caught behind, given not out. Feed check, it's a fair delivery. Watching the split screen now. Roll it. The ball is passing very close to the outside edge. You can have a try here, please.
किस क्या तुम जाइए मैं जा रहा हूँ
So roll it through. So roll it one more time, please. Take it forward. Yeah, flat line as the ball passes the bat. No bat involved. Going back to Madan on field. Madan, you can stay with the original decision of not out. You're on screen.
It's a miracle he heard something, but he heard something that wasn't there.
When we saw that replay, we thought out.
There's the first one. There goes the first six of the Tata IPL 2026. And inevitably, it comes from the blade of Abhishek Sharma.
He was not going to miss out. This wicket is a very, very good wicket. If it's wide, if it's full, if it's short, it's going to go the distance here this evening at the Chinnaswamy. There it was wide, there it was full. It didn't swing and it got met into the stands.
There's a fielder there and the batter said, I don't really care.
Yeah, the fielder was Tim David, and he doesn't walk in. He just hunches on the boundary rope. And there wasn't enough acreage for him to get under it. To Abhishek's confidence, the world of good.
So Ishan Kishan at 3. Heinrich Klaassen had a very good IPL last year, but doesn't play for South Africa anymore. Not the best season thereafter. Oh, swung, he did find the gap. A 6, but only 7 of the first over.
आज तक मेरा हर सपना अधूरा रहा। मेरा अधूरा सपना शायद इस कैब
Star Plus with you on Star Plus. If I'd imagine for Jacob Duffy. Who might have played cricket around the world. There's something about bowling that first over in the IPL. Interesting, he got a little bit of swing at the pitch report. Two of you mentioned there might be a little bit of swing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it happens very, very early. Interesting to see whether Bhuvi as well swings it. He's got great wrist position, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Get it to go away from the right-hander, then it's come into the right-hander, away from the left-hander. He's got 198 wickets, so he only needs a couple, and then he really does elevate himself in the game. Already a star bowler with magnificent numbers. But what a performer he is. Consistent performer. Just turns up day in, day out and just delivers a fairly simple skill, but delivers it so well, Bish.
A great control, familiar with this ground, but he'll have to be at his best.
He is a bona fide IPL great. In the years that the Sunrisers qualified for the playoffs every time, from 2016 to 2020, he was such an integral part of that, leading the attack.
And to confirm your point, what is he, Asha? He's a couple of wickets away from 200 in the IPL. That emphasizes your point.
He's a year older, but he went and played the Mushtaq Ali and played it very well. This is a great professional. Hasn't played for India for a long time. You might want to send a little reminder.
It's just important to just bat or to bowl. You can't give the game up and not play for a very long time and then expect to come back and just deliver from ball one, especially in this tournament. This tournament is right up there. It's the biggest tournament. It doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't get any better. And when that... Probably a wide. Yes, it is a wide. When that gets said, you know that you've got to deliver from ball one. Let's have a look at what Abhishek Sharma did there, and a couple of balls in, bang, he hits it for six. So you know you've got to be tight on your lines. You know you've got to really get into your act. And so it's really nice to see players like Vivi committing to the domestic game, going to play the domestic game, keeping sharp, wanting to be strong, wanting to be as good as he can be.
On other days, that could have rolled back onto the stumps because Abhishek had no idea where it went. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar's length, though, so far in this over, sometimes you'll see him when the ball is swinging go very full to get swing. Here it's looking to hit maybe just above the pad in terms of height. So far, anyway.
Maybe they're worried about this swing because the swing is, you blink and you miss. So maybe they're just a little worried. I bowl fuller and the swing vanishes, then the ball vanishes too. Just tinkering with the man on the boundary at backward point. He's not even backward, he's almost point. Down the leg side, it'll be wide again.
You can see it's a tactic. They're trying to bowl into his right hip at the moment. And he's okay with a couple of wides because he knows that it's a weak spot and it's a soft spot for Abhishek Sharma. Any width, you try and swing that ball away from Abhishek, he'll hit you into the stands. So here is a clear plan and a clear ploy from RCB to attack his right hip, to attack his thigh pad. Couple of wides, okay, but it's the dot balls and it's the percentages he's after. There again, brilliant bowling.
It's high pressure. Erupting these two batters hit a six, I think something like every 7 balls in the power play in the IPL. Their boundary hitting percentage is even less, maybe 3 or 4 balls usually on average. Time to close out the over. Only 6 off it so far. Pressure.
Even KP rolled his eyes over at those numbers. Can you imagine? Oh, a little inside edge doesn't mean it's his day. Just those little moments. A boundary 10 of the over at 17 for no loss.
Yeah, the nick. It's the nick the batter loves. It's the nick the bowler hates. Oh, he wanted to see that. Yep, Travis said he'll smile. It's that split second when you're a batter and you're standing there and you nick it. And all you're thinking about is hearing that noise. And when you turn around and seeing it disappear down to fine leg, that's why he was...
Explosive RR top order. Go against the determined CSK. RR versus CSK, March 30th, Monday.
Jacob Duffy looked at all the players and just said, for what we need, he's the best in the world. Oh, down the leg side again. Sometimes when you can try to get too close to the batter, not to give room down the offside, can you drift the other way?
Yeah, and that's exactly what they've done. But I think that's a plan and that's a ploy, Harsh. I think what they're doing here is they're saying just attack his right hip. It's a clear weakness. I wouldn't say it's a weakness, but it's a clear sort of blind spot for Abhishek. So you got to attack that. You can't think, okay, let me attack it once or twice and then go to line and length again. Because as soon as you go to line and length, he smacks you.
That's gone straight up. Jitesh Sharma's underneath it. Will this be the first? It is. RCB have a wicket. Abhishek is on his way back.
Outstanding for Jacob Duffy, who, as we've said before, the last few months hasn't gone well for him. But into the pitch, and it's a scramble seam as well. It's not the conventional seam up, it's something that he's made his own, like so many other fast bowlers. Hitting the pitch hard, yes. He started off his IPL journey in good style. Abhishek goes for 7, 18 for 1.
Wanted to right the Sunrisers. It is a great start for Jacob Duffy. They would have told him the reason we've picked you is because we want a tall, hit the deck bowler into the body of these left-handers. That's going to be a test for Ishan Kishan as well, who struck a purple patch recently. Off the mark.
What I like about Jacob Duffy at his best, he can swing the ball, he can bowl full, or he can go hard into the pitch. He's the type of bowler when he's in his best form. Captains will love him because he can bowl in different modes. Look at the seam position. Very scrambled compared to the genuine seam up in the previous over that he bowled where the ball swung. He's got those skills.
That's why some of us had him as the breakout cricketer of 2025. This is outstanding from RCB so far.
It really is high quality bowling. There's a plan and they are executing their plan so brilliantly. Wonderful to see, because normally in the shortest form of the game, how many times over the last couple of seasons have we not just seen 6s and 4s everywhere? But RCB have clear plans here to this batting lineup at the moment, especially just to the left-handers. They're only facing the left-handers at the moment.
Brilliant. If Jacob Duffy wanted to forget the T20 World Cup, he has, and he has by dint of some excellent new ball bowling. The power play was what Hazelwood did so well in last year for them. Now Duffy started.
Yeah, you can see with change of seam position as well. And as a batter, I suppose you have to be able to put pressure on that sort of length by playing that horizontal bat shot, Kevin.
Yeah, you either have to wait for it or you got to come and find it.
A little fuller. Exactly what the batter wants. Now, has it gone straight onto the cushion? No. Bounce just in.
That's what we're talking about here. As soon as you try something different, not that he's tried to do something different, but as soon as there is something different, it's full and it's a little bit wide and it's away from the top of leg stump and it's away from that hip. Have a look at what happens. And this is why these guys have bowled so beautifully this evening, because they haven't veered too far away from where they have been.
It just tells you why this is such a tough gig. He's missed one ball.
So tough. 2 balls. He missed that previous ball and then he missed the wide one that went for 6.
That's why when you're bowling here, I think your mindset has to be different. You have to open up your mind. You might go for a few more runs.
Absolutely.
You were me and wish you could never have that mindset.
That was my downfall.
Clubber, straight to the fielder. One more goal. Jacob Duffy has 2. First Abhishek, now Travis Head, and as you would imagine, the Chinnaswamy has erupted.
When you ask the question about defending your title, you need to come with a plan and you need to execute your plan. RCB won the title last year. Can they back it up? Well, I'll tell you something right now. Top of the stumps again. They're backing it up. The first 10 to 15 minutes of this season in the IPL, RCB are executing it brilliantly. Abhishek gone. Head gone. Duffy is on fire, and so is the Chinnaswamy.
Head for 11, 23 for 2, Sunrisers.
60 सालों में मैंने देश को बनते देखा है। 60 साल कामयाबी के, 60 साल कमला पसंद के। कमला पसंद, अनोखा स्वाद।
Wow. You get the
It changed a lot.
Every girl wanted to be Hannah Montana. This feels more like home than anywhere I ever grew up.
Already, I wonder if there's a change of plan here. Dan Vittori said Klaasen bats 4. It said Klaasen bats 4. It's Nitish Reddy at 4. Wonder if Liam Livingston is thinking of getting his gear out already. But tell me when it happens, it happens. Phil Salt's not moved an inch at deep square. Brilliant. That is an indicator what great form is. 3,000 IPL runs for Ishan Kishan.
And you see as well why teams sometimes will go for the deep backward point, because that's not a bad delivery instead of a deep third. But he's just punched a decent enough delivery, maybe a smidgen of width, square. The deep point couldn't stop it.
What about this catch?
This to me took some catching, because I just spoke about the horizontal bat shot. Travis Head kicked himself because he hit it straight to Salt. And when it's coming at that pace, you've got to decide whether you're going to bend the knees and take it with a kind of reverse cup, fingers pointing up, and poach it the opposite way, and you don't have much time to think. Phil Salt, although he's good with the gloves, he's very good in the outfield in the hot spot.
It'll be interesting to see how Nitish Reddy goes about this, because last year you got the feeling that going up to number 4 was maybe a place or two too high for him in the batting order. But he's got that position again. I thought that would go to Liam Livingston, to be honest. And then Klaasen and Nitish Reddy after that. But they think they need the extra bowling option. He's in strike now. Oh, playing the miss from Bhuvi.
And it's about hitting your lines again, straight to the right-hander. Right-hander comes out to bat, and this is what we're talking about with Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Brilliant to the left-handers. Right-hander comes out and he hits the rope fish.
Lovely test match length. Whether he goes a little bit fuller, not too full, to Nitish Kumar Reddy, time will tell, just to bring everything into play.
Last year, number 1 in the power play with the ball. RCB 25 wickets in the power play at an economy rate of 8.3. They've already got 2.
It's a great catch. It goes so quick. The boundaries are not very big here. The fingers up. It's the Aussie way. Any Aussies in our commentary box? Are there any?
There is one who used to be Kiwi.
We were loading him up, Danny Morrison. He couldn't catch him. He was a bowler. Brilliant fielding. You need that fielding. You know that you just missed your line, you just missed your length, but Duffy, the fast bowler, dives away at backward point. It's brilliant.
I think Duffy's so excited, actually. It wasn't too far from him given his height, but he's just so excited because he's in the middle of a great spell.
And just again with that catch, when you bend the knees and you go fingers up, if that dips on you, because the hands are in front of the eye, you have very little second comeback as opposed to when you go the opposite way. So good on Salt.
Excellent again from Bhuvi, a 6-run over. 4 overs in the power play, and Sunrisers are 29 for 2. मैंने उसको चूज करके सबके सामने
सुना लग रहा है ये मेरे को।
किसे कहते हैं?
But villains, please welcome Kashish. क्या तुम्हारी किस्मत की तो हमारे हाथों में है?
Klaassen muscled the ball with 100 in his last game in 2025 IPL. But Klaassen's form has not been great post the last IPL season. Can he rectify it? A little bit of shake, nice test match line from Jacob Duffy.
Well, you can see this was the first wicket. Going for the full shot. Then again, full. Taking a deep square leg this time around. The short ball, short of a leg ball is working. This is the third wicket. All going for the full shot, all the hook shot and being caught.
Don't blame him for pitching it up a little bit more to Klaassen. Very good from Romario Shepherd. Free taken. He only got 3 wickets in the World Cup, Jacob Duffy. 3 for 163. In a few overs, he had 3 overs, 2 deliveries less. He's equaled his World Cup haul.
Really the purple cap holder. 3 wickets. And it just shows you when you stick to a plan and it starts to pay off with your partner on the other end, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar complimenting him, bowling well, building up pressure. The Sunrisers feeling like they have to go for it. A lot of those balls that we saw the wickets fall to, they're not wicket-taking deliveries. It's just the accumulation of pressure that's been built up and forcing SRH to take on a shot that's not quite there.
I think he broke the New Zealand record for the most international wickets in a calendar year in 2025. 81 wickets. Comes from down south, where it's very cold. So he has that ability to swing the ball, just like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar does. But to hold your length, Dale, you know this, to hold your length in the power play still has merit sometimes. Hit the splice of the bat, beat it up. 33 for 3 after 5.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो सुबह केसरी
Experience the best of Hollywood.
Ground, I can think of a select few, very select.
And I think over here it's his height that helps him because he can get under that ball as it's climbing and then help it along. He's a very powerful hitter of the ball, and look at the way he's got under the ball and he's hit it into the upper tier. That is a magnificent shot. That is an absolute corker of a shot.
Ishan Kishan plays that pull shot well. It's just hit and plugged. But might just have had enough to dribble into the rope, eluding Duffy.
That was a better line, this one, than the previous one. But Ishan Kishan managing to get enough bat on it. A lot of the batters tonight playing the pull shot have struggled. We saw even the first ball of this over looping up, almost getting caught at mid-wicket, but getting enough bat on that. 10 runs off the last two deliveries. Sunrisers just fighting their way back a little bit here.
Does he go a little bit fuller? Does he push his length up?
Now he goes wide above stump, and it goes all the way for 6. Ishan Kishan on the march.
Go against the determined CSK.
Still Surya Sharma to bowl with these middle overs.
going by yourself in the yellow, Harsha.
You guys went away too early. It's in the air, it's in the gap, and it's for stadiums, not just in the World Cup, but in domestic.
You're playing against RCB because there's a certain Virat Kohli that's going to bat this afternoon or later on this evening actually. You only get 160, 170, that's not enough. There's not enough pressure on Virat to go. He's the greatest chaser the game has ever seen. So the tactic now from Klaassen and from Ishan Kishan will be to accelerate, to keep scoring at a rate. They're pushing for 2 here, they're going to get 2, it's great running. But they have to do this and they've got to continue doing this.
Last year in the IPL, he started off with 100 and it just sort of tailed away a little bit after that. This year he's carried the form from the T20 World Cup, but also from domestic cricket. Post the last IPL, 23 games, he's in 1,049 runs at a strike rate of 202. 190 plus during the T20 World Cup. Sometimes you get those too, even if it's just a single. So 9 overs gone, it's 79 for 3. But this partnership has put on 15, 28 balls. And it's time for a little pause for everybody. Time, as we say, for curiosity. The Sia Tire strategic timeout.